Hi guys, Blake here with Lilleys Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Taneycomo. It is, oh gosh, what day is it? How about Saturday, October the 10th? And I'm going to do the one cast today. Oh, it's about 4:15 or so in the afternoon. They are running 60 megawatts. They started that at 1 o'clock and they're going to run it through 6 o'clock and water will be back off at 7. Today, I'm going to try my hand at the Peach Mega Worm under a float. I've got that with a #1 split shot as well as the 100th ounce of weight that is on the Mega Worm. I'm going to drift the channel side over here on a bluff below Lookout Point, and I'm going to start off at about 6 foot or so and see what happens. Oh. Really? There we go. So with that little bit more than one unit running, that little split shot will help keep my drift more straight down and near the bottom. And so in order to hold all that weight, I have to use a bigger indicator. Hitting the bottom there. I might need to shallow that up a little bit. Oh, let's see. Fishing reports for today. Captain Bill Babbler said that yesterday they caught lots of numbers of fish, but nothing really of size. And today he had a trip and said that they didn't catch much on the number side of things, but they did catch 2 trophies over 20 drifting night crawlers down by Short Creek. So nothing officially on the one cast. I was getting a little close to the bottom there, so I decided to pull it in and move it up to more about 5 foot of depth, which will come in handy when I get just a little bit lower on the bluff here where it starts to shallow up before the narrows. Oh, let's see. I did not have a chance to talk to any of the other guides today, but we had quite a few people fishing from the dock today, and lots of people catching fish using power bait and night crawlers. Phil took a dissolved oxygen level reading earlier at the dock, and we had 3.6 parts per million, which is pretty low. And Captain Bill Babbler said that he was having to revive fish in his live well for 15 to 20 minutes before they released them. So definitely some lower oxygen levels earlier. It might be better now that they started running water again. Another busy weekend on the lake here. It actually was, boat-wise, was a little bit busier yesterday than it has been today, but either way, I remember this time last year the lake was, weekend or not nearly this busy. So lots of people getting out and enjoying the beautiful weather and beautiful scenery. Our weather report right now is looking really good. We got 70s and 80s for the next upcoming week, and the leaves are kind of, I feel like they're about their full point here for changing colors before they start dropping off. So the bluff looks really, really pretty. Something I've noticed, and I see it a lot at nighttime, is that from Lookout Point down to the Narrows, right out here in the middle, and it's kind of almost like a line. If you look up into the moonlight at night, you'll see fish surfacing right up the middle here. So I'm gonna scoot out here to the middle and see if it changes my luck. I don't know if they hold in different places between nighttime and daytime, but we will give it a try. When I put my weight on underneath an indicator or something, I usually take about 12 or 14 inches up, however far I want my weight to be. I tie just one loop in the line, and that gives the weight something to slide down and stop on top of, and keeps that weight from sliding down into your bait. And I don't really think that it affects the strength of the line, just my personal opinion. Just a little tip to help you get it down there and keep that split shot from sliding up on you. Had one of my buddies went and fished up at the dam last night from about midnight until 6 a.m. They did land one trophy rainbow, but they said that wading up there at the dam last night was so good they lost track of how many fish they caught. So sounds like it was a real good night to be up wading at the dam. I really thought this peach megaworm was going to be the ticket once this one unit started flowing. I know that Phil's been having some success on it here lately. I know that Roland Duffield said that they were doing pretty darn good on the Peppy Scud, so I rigged one of those up too. Aha! There are fish in this lake. Oh no, he threw it back at me. Darn it. Alright, alright. Let's recover. See if I can find another one. Dwayne and Uncle Brother Dave and Mike Riffle and Cal Mansky and a few other people are taking the veterans. Oh, there's another one. Taking the veterans out tonight for a night fishing trip and a cookout on Lookout Island. Cookout on Lookout. We've done that a few times. It's just a real fun time and good fellowship, and they're gonna take them out and do that tonight. Oh my gosh, darn it. Alright, well, we're getting some action here, but as soon as I get them up near the edge of the boat, they are eluding me. That's another one that came off the hook. I guess I better check that hook next time I pull it in here. So that should be a good time. I think I'll be out tonight as well. Taking a friend and his son-in-law and daughter out. Might stop by and say hi to the guys when they're doing their cookout over there. I believe down the road from us they held the Veterans Benefit Tournament, or some type of tournament in that. Oh, I just know I've got something wrapped on there. So you got to be careful with these mega worms. They get wrapped around themselves pretty easy. And if you're not careful, you'll fish for a really long time with a mega worm that's all wrapped up. I also had a bunch of moss on there. The wind is pushing my boat quite a bit. That's why I'm doing a lot of casting here. Going down to Bennett Springs next Thursday. It's been a couple years since I went down there. Gonna meet my stepdad and we're gonna fish for a while, so I'll give you guys a report on that next week sometime. Been getting lots of good reports around that area where I hooked into those 2 fish just now. A few of the guides have noticed that up near Lookout Point Island there's been quite a few less fish than they normally see, but quite a few more fish stacked up than normal right down through the Narrows. I'm not sure what causes them to move around like that, if it's a food source thing or if they just up and decide to move around for fun. Not sure, but definitely a higher density population of fish down through this area right now, above the Narrows, through the Narrows, and right below the Narrows. I'll make sure I didn't lose my split shot. Whenever the water's running this fast, I find that without that split shot, you've either got to put a lot of leader down, or you're just not getting to the bottom where you need to be. Four or 5 days ago, when Phil and I did the one cast together and threw some dry flies, we actually fished around a bit more after we were done with the one cast. Oh, and my mega worm was balled up again. I don't know how long it's been like that. It's a little softer. Anyway, we drifted right here. This is that shelf off of Eagle Island, and we actually caught a few fish there and had quite a few more strikes on the dry flies right along the edge. I mean, in water that couldn't have been hardly any deeper than the trout was tall. Just right along the edge of this island. It was pretty cool. Phil said he had never threw dry flies there before, and turned out to be a pretty good spot for it. I'll tell you what, that sun's just about hot enough to cook you today. With this mega worm, you can kind of do both things. You can set the depth on the indicator so that it just hovers above the bottom, and or you can, assuming that the moss isn't too terrible, you can also set it deep enough that it drags the bottom, and the fish seem to pick it up just about either way. Which the same could be said for, I guess, a scud or something. But I find that I do a lot better on scuds whenever I put the weight all the way to the bottom and let the scud kind of float up above behind the weight. I'm gonna scoot just a little bit over near that edge. The funny thing about whenever we caught them on those dry flies was it was in the middle of the day, probably about this time of the day, which you'd think that they wouldn't be. in such shallow water feeding at the hottest part of the day, but they definitely were. So I'll just cast it over here and let it drag through the rocks and see if there's any sitting over there in that real shallow water again. So far I didn't pick up any moss. That's kind of a surprise. I'll just go right to the end of Eagle Island here and call it a day. I got a dinner date here soon. Yesterday we had some guys that were renting a boat from us. They were also drifting night crawlers. Well, drifting is a relative term. The water was off when they caught it, but they did catch a 24-inch rainbow that weighed 6.2 pounds. Extremely healthy, extremely fat. Probably 30 more seconds here. Oh, that looked like a hit. It's always the time you say last cast when the fish start biting again. Those guys went by pretty close. Okay, man, I'm seeing a lot of leaves on the bottom. It's getting to be that time of the year. We made it to the end. Did manage to trick a few into... Oh, it's balled up again. Did manage to trick a few into eating today. Just couldn't trick them into being on camera with me. But we thank you guys for watching. Like and share us on Facebook, and we will do it again for you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.